The way I've structured it usually when I was practicing before was I usually give myself 20 minutes to do the first 15 questions. And then the last 15 minutes that I have. Do you think that's reasonable to do and give myself time frames, or should I just go and kind of do it as natural as possible? Still with a certain speed, but not give myself those little breaks. I started giving myself those little breaks just because it was helpful for me not to look at, oh my gosh, it's 25 questions. It's just like 15 or 10 or whatever. So I knew it was like a smaller amount that I needed to manage in that amount of time, but I don't know if that would actually be recommended or not.
What do you feel more comfortable with?
I mean, I fit in that amount of time pretty well. Like I even like during the actual test, I looked at the clock, and it was still like in the first 20 minutes, the first 15 questions kind of thing. But I don't know if I should keep it at that, or if it's just like, let me get to the most amount of questions I could get right in the total amount of time. I don't
Well,
know.
what I'm getting from your breakdown with the benchmarks is that you recognize that the easier
Mm-hmm.
than the later questions and logical reasonings in that general order of difficulty. So as long as you're completing the earlier questions faster, then
Yeah.
it works out.
Yeah.
What I typically talk about is doing the first 10 questions in approximately 10 to 12 minutes. What
Okay.
you're doing with the first 15 questions in 20 minutes is roughly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like that benchmark, then go for that.
Okay.
Ideally, I'd love for you to get to a point where you're not checking the clock all the time
Yeah.
and you're just going at a natural pace where you
Mm-hmm.
go through the earlier questions more quickly. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.